Also here tonight, Republican Senator from Utah, Mike Lee. He's on the Judiciary Committee and is one of the senators who is asking Attorney General Merrick Garland for answers surrounding the January 6th detainees. Senator, thank you so much for being with me tonight. So you're one of 5 senators, as I mentioned, who have asked Merrick Garland to explain the conditions and the length of detention for these January 6th rioters. What, if anything, have you found out so far?
We sent that letter 2 weeks ago. We have yet to receive a response. I look forward to getting one because it's important for us to know things like how many people were detained as a result of cell phone geolocation data for their role in riots in the summer of 2020, as compared to those who had that same thing happen to them with regard to January 6th. Look, with regard to the latter category, I've heard lots and lots of stories of people who have been interviewed and approached by federal law enforcement officials, apparently based solely on the fact that they were here in Washington, on the Capitol Hill area, and they're using their geolocation data. I'd like to know whether, to what extent, they're doing the same thing with regard to the folks who rioted last summer. I haven't gotten an answer yet, but I'm going to demand one.
You know, Senator, I mentioned the silence when it comes to media coverage of the conditions and length of detention for anybody involved in January 6th. But it's not just media members who've been silent. It's politicians. It's Republican politicians. You are one of only 5 senators who are willing to ask these questions. Why is that? Where is the rest of the Republican Party? Where are the rest of your Republican senatorial colleagues in asking these questions that have less to do with insurrectionists and more to do with due process and the rule of law? Where are they?
First of all, you're absolutely right. This has a whole lot to do with due process and very basic constitutional protections that ought not depend on the color of jersey you wear or whether you identify more with Republicans or Democrats. As far as where the rest of my colleagues are, look, I don't believe that all Republican senators who didn't sign the letter didn't sign it because they were unconcerned about it. I became aware of the issue, I became aware of the letter, and was eager to join on. I think there are others who might not have been aware of its existence. But it's important that those of us who are aware of this problem, that we ask and demand answers.
Yeah, I'm fearful, though, Senator, that they're not joining you in asking these questions because they're afraid of being called insurrectionists, and they're not willing to stand by that accusation while enforcing or pursuing the rule of law. And that seems to be a foundational principle on which, as you pointed out, ought to unite us. Unfortunately, there are 18-year-olds that sit languishing in solitary confinement because of the fear of Republican senators. I hope that isn't the way it continues there on Capitol Hill today.
Yeah, and look, it's never too late for them to join. I invite all within the sound of my voice, all Republican senators who might be listening, to join in the letter. Sure, this is something that we really need to look into because everyone is concerned. Everyone has reason to worry when the government doesn't respect its own boundaries and when government doesn't follow its own processes.
All right, we'll be watching, Senator. I hope you continue to push for truth and justice on all issues, including this one. Thank you, Senator Mike Lee.
Thank you.